Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. So we got some breaking news update about Finesse2Tymes. His mama just went to Instagram letting everybody know that her and Finesse2Tymes got into a situation, and he was helping her out, paying the bills, paying the rent and everything like that. But now she's on the verge of being kicked out to the streets. So she's saying that Finesse2Tymes will not pay her rent for her house or nothing no more, even though that she is his mom. And basically this stems from some sort of disagreement they got into, and a lot of people on one side are like, that's your mom and you got millions of dollars, so you should have already took care of her and put her in position so she don't have to struggle. And on the other hand, a lot of people see Finesse2Tymes and they're like, man, he don't gotta give her nothing. She don't owe him nothing. He don't owe her nothing. That's how they feel. So she made the GoFundMe, and a lot of people started seeing the thing go viral, and they were like, why did Finesse2Tymes and his mom even have a fallout in the first place? Like, that's your family. So the first thing you do when you get some money is you got to make sure your family's right, and that the people who actually raised you and the people who helped you out when you didn't have nothing, they supposed to be getting taken care of too. And so that's why people were confused. They're looking at Finesse2Tymes with like a side eye, thinking that he should have already took care of his mom and put her up somewhere nice. So like, why is there a situation? Well, it all stems back from the people Finesse2Tymes kept around him in the last year or two. You got to remember, he had a fallout with J Prince Jr., Moneybag Yo, and so many other people, FNG King. Like, he was raising a whole kid and everything, and he kicked him out. And then you got the situation with Hustle Cartel. So, and Finesse2Tymes had the issues with his baby mamas too. One of the kids that he was raising and paying for ended up not even being his. So he has some trust issues. He can't trust nobody. But at the same time, like, if it was a petty little argument with his mom, then, you know, he should have brushed that off and been the bigger person and been like, you know what, you my mom, I'm not gonna argue with you, here's how we can fix it. And at the same time, he had dudes in his entourage who possibly was, you know, finessing the sack, pinching out the sack or whatever from time to time, and he might have pointed fingers and blamed it on his baby mama. Maybe he blamed it on his mama. And so that's why they were like, his mom was like, I didn't do nothing to you. This was something petty. You should have squashed this beef a long time ago. I don't know why she's having to go up on GoFundMe when her whole kid is a millionaire and everything like that. So you got to understand there's more to it in this situation. But at the same time, Finesse2Tymes kept a lot of people around him that basically wasn't trustworthy. He had a lot of famous people, celebrities, people with money. It's going to be a lot of people that want to be around them, and they smiling, but at the same time they not really trying to help you. They want to take something from you. And this is why that probably got and took a toll on Finesse2Tymes, where he started tweaking out on his family and telling his mom, you stole this from me, telling his baby mama this and that. And so this is why you got to keep a better group of friends or a better circle around you, because you got to understand, man, a lot of people, a lot of stress, like, people gonna react different. You need people who got a good head on their shoulders, man, because at this, like, why is it the fact that Finesse2Tymes had to go do all that when he could have easily just, the first 2-3 million that Finesse2Tymes got, he could have bought a crib, $500,000, put his mama up in a gated community, in a not regular house or something. Doesn't have to be millions of dollars and everything like that. But if he had, you know, 3-4 mil, he could have got his mom a $500K crib and made sure that she didn't have to worry about rent or a mortgage ever again. But here we are in the situation where he didn't take care of his moms and put her up to begin with. So now she's still paying rent here and there, and he was paying her bills for her. They should have already been owning things. See, a lot of people lose focus. Finesse2Tymes must have lost focus because while he was going around traveling, doing shows, getting the bag and everything, and getting into arguments with people and burning bridges, he could have been buying up, owning things, owning stores, owning buildings. That way, if he need a place to set up shop, if he need a place to lay his head, if mama need a crib, it's already paid for, it's already owned by them. And at the end of the day, though, the flexing, taking care of his group of friends, taking the baby mama out to dinner, all the Birkin bags, you got to think all that stuff. And he just got engaged. He's just getting married. So how is it that at the time it must be a lot going on and he can't handle the situation if he's already thinking about cutting his mama off right when he's getting married? Is that maybe his girl don't like his mama? Because a lot of times that happens where his new girlfriend could be saying, you know, oh, your mama did it, or she's this and that, and they be, you know, pillow talking and putting things in his ear, and that caused him to like go crazy. Or one little argument, one little disagreement, maybe they wanted to go here for dinner and he wanted here, and they got into an argument because of that and was like, you ain't paying for nothing, you ain't doing this and that. And then it could be something as small and as petty as that. These days a lot of people, they cannot take the pressure. Like, they will snap and crash out over the smallest things, and you already see it happening with Finesse2Tymes. He got into trouble and been locked up in and out for like multiple times this year. One over FNG King, who's like literally like in middle school and things like that. And then you got the other situation with Hustle Cartel, and they had a whole beef. And so it's like all these people around him, he's burning the bridges. He should have kept the one relationship that he had from the beginning of everything, which is the relationship with his moms and all that. Like, you know, a lot of people, they really want to make sure that they day ones, they OGs are taken care of. And so it's like, is this how you treat your mama, Finesse2Tymes? That's what a lot of fans are asking, and they're questioning. They're like, why would we go to his shows if he treat his mama like this? Why would we listen to his music if he treat his mama like this? And so they're like, man, so that means if he's willing to do that to his mama, then it's like, then anybody could have something where he snap on them. Because if he can't even get along with his mom and his family and everything like that, how is he supposed to get along with his friends from the hood, the entourage, who are asking for handouts every day? His baby mama want $50,000 to go shopping, to buy this, to buy that, and you know, she need a new car, she need this and that, so the kid on his way and all that. And so this is why he's willing to give to them, but he did not want to help his mama out with the bills anymore. And for her to be even in a position with Finesse2Tymes, the amount of attention he got, the amount of hits and all this music, everybody listening, you know, all the show money, all the money from signing to this person, signing to that person, that should have went a long ways to already build his mama a crib. This is why you see it with some artists, you see it with some celebrities. When they do get their first big bag, they make sure they mom and dad is taken care of, or they make sure they sister, brother, or somebody that's close to them in the family and stuff. And usually when people get rich, millions and millions of dollars, they only want to be around the family and all that, because that's what matters the most. So it's like, why is it that Finesse2Tymes, he's taking a whole different route? He's still keeping his entourage around. He's still keeping people who is, you know, that's another person that he got to pay for when they go out to dinner. That's another person who got to get a hotel room when he goes to a show. So he's spending all this money with the people around him, but are they helping him as much as he helping them? But his mom's, on the other hand, she raised him to be where he's at today. You know, if she didn't do what she did, if she would have gave him away, he wouldn't have had the rap career. He wouldn't have had the millions. So at the end of the day, people is like, man, it all goes back to two things, man. Your morals, how you raise, respect, you know. And they saying he should be respecting his mom's. Like, even if he disagree, he got to hear her side. He got to hear her out, because that's your mama. She gave birth to you and everything like that. So Finesse2Tymes got to figure this out, and we all want to make sure, we all want to see him win and all that. And it's just that, you know, people got to realize that with being a famous person, they're not the same as role models. Like, just because they got popularity, fame, and all that, they on TV, does not mean that they making the right decisions. You got to understand, man, he needs to make sure everybody got to pay attention to this and learn one thing. Make sure your family's good and all that, because who else do you got at the end of the day? You only got one family. You only got one mom. And so this is why Finesse2Tymes needs to basically man up, be the bigger person, take the higher road. And sometimes when it's something petty, you just gotta brush it off like it don't bother you. You can't let it affect you and everything. A lot of people want reactions out of you and everything like that. They want you to crash out. They want you to do this. That's why Finesse2Tymes, he shouldn't have crashed out on his mom. He should have tried to maybe take a breather, take some time, not argue, and think it over, and then go back to it.